Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know, connection is important to mental health, but many people find it difficult to forge new friendships. And here to help us on this Feel Good Friday, we welcome back our confidence coach, Laure Redmond. Always great to see you.
So good to see you.
Happy Friday.
Happy March 1st.
Yes. You know, we had a woman on this show, 102, and she talked about how it was important to make friends younger than her, which I thought, yeah, well, that makes sense. But we all need to make connections and forge new friendships. Really,
I think
right?
friendship is just as important as finding your most beautiful life.
Right.
There is no way that friendship does not enhance life. It makes you healthier, happier, live longer. One thing I found so interesting was that research shows that it takes about 50 hours to make a casual contact and 200 hours to make a friend. And I think that does help someone realize you got to stay with it.
Yeah.
And I also like the idea with that in mind that if 200 hours is about 3 weeks, you want to keep doing something regularly.
Yeah.
So that you have the chance to be around people on a regular basis, and over time that can create friendship.
Right.
And a lot of people give up. They think it's fast, or they should make a friend right away, like we did when we were in the sandbox as little people. But it's not so
It's
when
not
you
that
get
easy.
older.
Yeah.
But if you do something consistently and regularly, you're going to be more likely to find the connections that turn into friendships.
Right. And I love the idea that does help you live longer.
It
You know,
does,
it really
my
does, yeah.
gosh.
So you say going into finding friendships, just assume already that people like you. Like walk into it like, oh, people will like me.
And even as you said that, your face changed.
Yeah.
So if you imagine people like you before you even start out with a new experience, and they probably will like you. When you go into something with an open heart, you can make friends anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a warmer, friendlier start. And even watching your body language in that moment, you felt more accessible, friendlier, warmer. So assume that before you begin. And making new friends can be a lot like dating. You know, there's a lot of doubt, what ifs, and security.
Right.
But start out with the idea that people like me before I even begin.
You know, I think it is harder for people as we get older to make new friends. It's also harder when you move to, let's say, a new city, new state. When I first moved to Portland, I could not make friends to save my life, really, and I tried. It was a tough one. And so when you have groups of people who are already married and they have their friends, they're going to do their own thing. But you say one of the things that we can do is make new friends through the friends you already have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one of the ways social media is very positive is you can look up someone from grammar school, high school, your first job. And that's a way to get to know them currently, but you maybe haven't been in touch with them in a long time.
Sure.
The other one I enjoy thinking about, I've never really done this, but I want to do it this spring, is you have a get together and everybody brings someone that you don't know. So if everybody brings one person you don't know, now you're opening up more possibilities for the group, but it's not awkward. It's not like you're walking into a blind meetup.
Right.
Someone's bringing that person. Or you're reconnecting over social media and all of a sudden you realize we have a lot in common now, and I haven't seen you in 20 years.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways to reconnect and have new connections without it just being a stranger.
Well, you talked too about, as opposed to going to a lecture, go to, let's say, a book club. You know, join a
don't
book
just
club.
go see a lecture, join a group.
Join a group.
And have the courage to ask questions that are easy to answer while giving a little info about yourself.
Give me a few example of a few questions to ask.
Well, I think if I were meeting you, it would be perfect to, not knowing this, I would say I started painting about 10 years ago, and I find it so relaxing. Do you have passions that you enjoy?
Right, asking, as opposed to saying, what do you do for work?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, and then are you working on any projects you're excited about?
Yeah, like really, and then show something about yourself. Like I take this dance class every week. It builds my confidence, it makes me healthier, I see the same people regularly. Do you like group activities?
Yeah, I
So,
like that,
so,
yeah.
so the exchange is mutual
Right.
and not awkward.
You also talk about learning to manage rejection. Don't worry about it if they don't hit it off with you.
And this came to mind because a client of mine recently was saying that she went to a book retreat, a writing retreat with 25 strangers, thinking if I'm at a writing retreat, we'll all have similar interests because these other strangers are at a writing retreat. And at the end of the weekend, she said everybody had new Instagram friends, lots of phone numbers, many ideas about let's get together, but only one person really struck her as someone to pursue after the retreat.
Right.
So even one friend
Yeah, I was going to
is
say one
worthwhile.
is great. Yeah,
You
it
know,
doesn't need to be everybody.
But put yourself out there to have that significant possibility.
Right. And make the first move.
Make the first move, because I hear people say this all the time in the coaching environment, like, I make all the effort. Don't keep score. Go ahead and reach out. Go ahead and send the text.
Yeah.
Keep going forward with your desire to have the friend that you are, and don't measure who makes effort.
Right.
You make the effort. Keep making the effort. It's not about a scorecard or
Right.
thinking that I do more than you do. It's much healthier to just keep trying.
Right. I think in general, it sounds like it's a changing your mindset.
The
Yeah.
growth mindset is a great one to have, because honestly, friendship buffers all of life's difficult transitions and then some.
Absolutely. Laura, thank you so much. Happy Friday.
Such a good Friday.
All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.